Hopefulness 2.0 June 15th. This just got delivered. This is the first one. That's brown butter. I literally just cleaned that because it had the brown butter in it. And there is some Philly cream cheese that's using the thermal capacity or the thermal capabilities, thermal transfer abilities of aluminum to get to room temp. Oh, I have a big ass bowl of rice, beans, and chicken. Because I went to the store yesterday and I got some chicken and some bacon and some eggs. And I was gonna go to Rite Aid to go and get meds. Oh, and wow, it's not the best, but it does the job. I used the balloon whisk attachment that it has. So I have a balloon whisk attachment. Hell, here's what I'll do. I'll do a little bit of knolling here really quick. Line them up. To show you what I got. Alright. So there's my knife. That didn't come in the mail. I mean, it did, but that came a long time ago. This is my water that is not filtered. I have a fucking headache from yesterday. Balloon whisk. Dough hooks. Normal whisks. Immersion blender. And then, of course, the unit itself. So I'm in the process of prepping to make some cream cheese frosting. And I was like, well, I'm getting hungry. And I was going to leave, but then like 5 minutes before I was finished watching one, because I was like, I'm going to watch this video, and then when the video's done, I'm going to get up and get ready to go. And then when I'm in the middle of watching the video, I get a notification that says it's like 3 stops away. I was like, oh, okay, cool. That was like 3 hours ago. Oh, fuck. Yeah, it was 3 stops away in that it was coming out of LAX. Oh, man. Had I known... Oh, man. Because then I looked back at it like an hour later, and it's like en route from LAX, and it's like halfway here, and I was like, okay, well, I guess I can wait another hour. Not remembering that the last mile is generally like the biggest issue. Now, granted, last mile comes in a lot of forms, and there's a really great video from MatPat about this and how like Taco Bell could be killing Amazon. It's in the Food Theory channel, and I think I may have already linked it, so I could do it again. I don't care, whatever. But basically, the most expensive part of shipping is getting it to your door. Is the last leg, and it's getting to your door. Overall costs are, because you have labor costs when it comes to drivers, and maintenance costs because of vehicles and stuff like that. And so, yeah, that's the thing. And it's whatever. And like Taco Bell, they have that new building that they just put up in I can't remember the exact, I think it's Defy, Wisconsin? Maybe it's Defy, Minnesota? It's one of those two. I can never remember which is which. Because they're right next to each other. And this is enough food that's probably going to last me all day, because like yesterday, I had a good chunk of rice and beans. I left, I went to go get my TB shot and health stuff, and that was surprisingly good. Like, my heart rate, like, granted, I've been sitting in that, I've been sitting in the waiting room for close to an hour. And when my blood pressure was taken, now he did a lot of extrapolation, I could tell, because he didn't actually, well, okay, with the blood pressure it's a little different because the actual blood pressure cuff itself is doing it, and you're just listening because he used the old school analog one. But then when he did my heart rate, that was closer. That was definitely extrapolated. He only counted to like 15 seconds, which I guess is typical. I don't know. Depends. So at a 70 heart rate, which is pretty great for a pulse. Like, that's right. That's really good. And then my blood pressure was like, I don't know the exact numbers. It was like 125/80 something. So it was right in the good park. Other day, I measured my blood pressure at work, and it was like 117/60 something. And I was like, or maybe it was 70 something. I can't remember. But I was like, should I be worried? Should that be okay? I mean, because you need blood pressure to get your blood moving. That's why there's a high and a low. That's why the middle normal range is in that 120/80 area. And I look at blood pressures every day whenever I'm at work, because I have to log them into the system. Because we have people who I can't remember the exact name. I could look at my notes. But they're CAs and they're volunteers, and then generally speaking, they're all people who came out of the program. They were all in the program for rehabilitation, and then they've come out of it, and now they want to work with it within the system. That's literally the first thing I've had to eat today too. Like, the whole time while I was watching stuff on the phone and whatnot, I was like, man, I want to make a cake today. There's one ingredient that I'm missing based on the ingredients for the cake the way that I want to make it, and that's buttermilk. And I'm not going to buy buttermilk because there's no need to. You can just buy milk and you get like lemons. And then that can help with your, you can create buttermilk that way. You can do it with vinegar too, but through my own experimentation, like, the vinegar was so much better. Like, 5-10 times better. It was so fucking good. Like, I didn't even taste any acidity whatsoever. I tasted the nature, if you will, but like, it all was more homogenous. Whereas whenever I used the vinegar, and I used the vinegar a lot more often than I did the lemon. I think I did lemon like twice, maybe once. And because I was using buttermilk as kind of like, hey, maybe I could use it for something else that uses milk, or put it in a shake or whatever. But using vinegar, even though I was using like half, I think I used the same amount first time, and it was like, I could tell how sour it was. So I used like half of it, but it didn't seem to curdle the same way, and it didn't seem to have that bolder, more homogeneous flavor. It still felt like it tasted acidic. It just didn't seem to do the trick as well. At least not in, the few chances that I've had to do it. But, I mean, what I could do if I wanted to at some point was, if I wanted to waste the money, get a couple of limes, or get some lemons. Actually, get some limes, get some lemons. I've already got the vinegar. I could get some more milk. I've got these disposable cups. And I could just be like, okay, you have 1 cup of milk, and then you have like 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, and then you have a half a tablespoon of lemon juice, and you have a teaspoon of lemon juice. And then let's say you do the same thing but with vinegar, and then you do the same thing with a lime juice. And then, but the thing is that then measuring it becomes more of a subjective concept. How something tastes is subjective. And that's only one of each. That's not truly real science in that regard. It's not enough rigor. You would want, you know, like 100 cups individually for each to have a tablespoon individually, or a half a tablespoon, or a teaspoon individually. That would be 900 cups of milk. So, to give you an idea, that's how many gallons? Hang on a second. Shit. A gallon is 4 quarts. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, because it's like you have 2 cups for a pint, 2 pints for a quart, and then 4 quarts. So 2 times 2 times 4, that's 16 cups. 900 divided by 16 is a lot. It's probably like a bathtub's worth. You want a reason, by the way? On food. This is one of the reasons, by the way, that it's probably better to have a metric. Because it would be so much easier for the math. But it's whatever. I gotta check to see how warm / cold this might be. I mean, look at this. Looks like toffee. That's goddamn. Yeah. Brown butter is delicious. Oh, and it comes in waves. Oh man, it's like a hot sauce, but good, but like savory and flavorful. And there's a little bit of salt in it because it's salted butter. Because I'm not gonna go buy unsalted butter. Funny thing is, like, I'm not gonna end up eating all of this in one sitting, in all likelihood anyway, because this is a lot. But like, each serving is so cheap. You know, one chicken thigh is about, because like prices are up a little bit. It was like $2 per pound, and so I just bought the biggest packages I could find. They were each just over $9. I think $9.50 was about the rough estimate for each. It would have been cheaper to go to Smart and Final, but you know, I'm not gonna buy anything. I'm not gonna buy any perishables at Smart and Final unless it's something that's like onions, which I'm probably gonna buy a couple anyway because I've got some stock I need to make at some point because I got plenty of chicken bones. I don't remember why I ended up talking about all that. Oh, prices. But like the bag of rice, like $5, maybe 6. But there's so many, because I can get, what is it? I think it's about 125 grams for 2 servings, because you know, I use this half cup. I do it 3 times, so I get 3.5 cups. Or 3 half cups. And it's about 125 grams on average. Could be a little bit more on it, I don't know. It's saying one serving size is 1/4 cup. 45 grams. And then there's 54. But what I need to worry about really, more than anything, is the total amount. 2.27 kilos. Because it's 5 pounds. If I'm doing, it's not 10, because that wouldn't be enough, because that's only 1.25 kilos. Well, that means 250. So if I take off 2 of those, so that's 8, and then throw in another 10, so 18. 18 servings in that package, roughly. For me, anyway. But that's 18 cooked servings. And then I divide them in half, so really it's 36. So when I have a bag that's, say, $6, just for simplicity's sake. I don't know, I could probably find the receipt somewhere if I wanted to, but let's just say it's $6 for a 5-pound bag, which isn't even a better price. You can get rice like in those 20 or 25 or 50-pound bags for fucking great deals, but you know, that's super bulk. At 36, you know, for $6, that's a damn good deal. That's like not even a quarter per serving. And then the beans, about $1 maybe, $1.50 tops. I mean, the rice and the beans together, let's just say that's $1.50 conservatively on the high end. And then throw in a piece of chicken. Well, most of the chicken's pretty much on average, and you know, it's not exactly $1 now, but let's say it's $1.50 each too. Why the fuck not, right? I mean, that's still more expensive. I mean, if it was $1.25 and I had 8, then that'd be what? 8 plus $2, so that'd be 10. So that's closer. So the main staples here in this big fucking 7-cup bowl is like $3.75, not even $4. That's why rice and beans is like the poor people's staple. You get a lot for your money. A whole lot. Now what I'm going to do is check see the temp on this. Okay. This is nice and thin, but it's not so thin that it would be like it's still somewhat flexible. All right. At this point, God, it smells so fucking good. Dip my finger in for another taste. And again, it just kind of like comes in waves. It's so good. So what I'm going to do later is I'm going to go get my meds. Then I'm going to stop up at Smart & Final to grab some more rice and some kind of oatmeal product. Because then what I can do is, like, I don't like cooked oatmeal. It's not something I like at all. Like, I've had it cooked and it tastes good, and I've been surprised at that. I'm gonna use these beaters to do it too. Got a little got a little excited and it splashed. God, no, don't. Don't lose all that buttery goodness that splashed up on the paper. Cream cheese is amazing. 5 ingredients. A couple of them are just stabilizers. Salt. Where are you at? There you are. You know, when you make it easy open, but then you don't make it easy to open the easy open, it's not so easy to open anymore. There we go. Jesus, it's a pain in the ass just getting my finger in there. It was so tight. That as possible. Turn that upside down. Ta-da! All right. So now, maybe you don't want to go in yet? I don't know. Oh, I see. Interesting. So on the bottom, it has a guide to show you which ones go where, because they both have, like, I don't know if you could tell, but like over here you can see the more silvery side because it has, okay, so I'll show you here. They look almost like identical, except this has like a little guard on it, and I guess that's to tell you that that's the left-hand side. That's cool. Make sure you're off, because when I plugged it in earlier, it was on at the highest speed, and I was like, ooh, no, thank you. Man, it's been forever since I've done this. clumpy. I don't know, maybe it's because the cream cheese wasn't totally room temp, but boom. But it's not done. It will be done when I add this. Ooh. It's a problem with powdered sugar just in general. 2 pounds of powdered sugar, by the way. Well, 1 pound each time. This right here, that is 1 pound of powdered sugar. All right. Don't want it to blow up in your face. I mean, obviously a stand mixer would be better because then you could just have it do all the work. Now, even with a stand mixer, it's still a good idea to get something like this. Get a spatula of some kind and scrape down the sides. Try to incorporate as much into the bottom as possible. That way, you don't have, dry pieces of butter or dry pieces of powdered sugar all over the place. And I'm gonna lick the feeders, that's for sure. Yeah, this is the best audio experience ever, right? Unplug, pop out, lick beaters. That's good shit. Nom nom nom. And then here's what it looks like. I just realized, but it kind of doesn't matter. But the recipe uses vanilla flavor. It is vanilla extract and salt. I didn't put either one of them in there. But it kind of doesn't matter, because there's already salt in there. You know, I'll leave it as is. I don't mind. And now, let me figure out if I have a container large enough for it. Well, I kind of do. Yeah, it should be big enough. Just gotta dry it out. The great thing about glass is that it doesn't really stain. Not like, you know, plastic does. It doesn't get that like you know, that spaghetti sauce stain, which is generally annoying. But at the same time, stuff has a harder time getting stuck to it. It can still get stuck to it, of course, but it just has a harder time getting stuck to it. Yeah, this is about the best container that I had. For now, it's all in there, and it's not in there, and that's going to be in me soon. And I got a lid for it because, yes, of course. And then, when the day comes for me to, got a little flour on the floor and stuff, but I'm going to be cleaning up a little bit more today anyway. I've already wiped down this area. Probably have to wipe down just a little bit more. But at least it's not, you know, like crazy amount or anything that I have to do. The floor needs to be swept. Need a vacuum in the living room too. But I don't know. If anything, I probably wouldn't put the flavor in it, vanilla flavor, and just throw in a touch of sugar, or not sugar, because I just put in a half a pound of it, or a pound of it rather. But salt, because a little bit of salt goes a long way when it comes to sweet stuff. And it's one of the things that I never understood when I was a kid, but also probably because we used table salt for so much shit. But like, table salt's kind of salty. And yeah, it has iodine in it too, which is good for you. But the the thing that mattered to me, now that I think about it, is like, if we had had kosher salt when I was a kid, putting that on watermelon probably would have been really good. And because my family was like, you know, I never really liked it. My family was like, what's wrong with you, kind of thing. So I never wanted to experiment further with salt on. I was never encouraged to try, you know, to do it maybe with less, you know, which is generally what you want to do. But anyway, that little adventure has happened. So I'm going to go now. Have fun.